Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Breaker, and today I thought I would try casting to you in a different voice. And today we have a TVZ between a GM and a Masters League player. But I want to introduce to you first our Masters League player, at least our currently ranked Masters player. This is not my first time casting him. His name is none other than ColdScars. And his Zerg opponent in the lower left-hand corner is none other than Kinder, or Kinder, however you may choose to look at his name. Yes, from now on, I think I will call him Kinder after this. I forget where, I don't know, Kinder, it's hard for me to place really, but it would appear that Kinder has chosen to swap out the Overlord skins. Yes, he wants to put some modified Overlord on the map. Some rather badass looking ones at that. If I'm not mistaken, these are ones in the campaign that yield 12 supply per round, or per spawning if I'm not mistaken. And here we go, ColdScars. So far it looks like a relatively normal opening that we have coming from him, but kind of silly of him to take that SCV from the supply depot, throw it over here, and throw it back over here because it didn't even make a single trip with the mineral line. So this way I'm just thinking maybe it was a slight waste of time. Just a slight waste of time. But we do have a Vespene geyser going down right now as well. Excuse me, we have a Vespene geyser being taken by a refinery, if that's the way you want to look at it. And let's see here. Kinder so far saving up 15 workers. He hasn't sent a worker to scout. As Zerg players, I am perfectly well aware that we do have overlords to use. But personally, I like to know what my opponent is doing whenever humanly possible. So I like to send a worker out to scout. There we go. And it looks like this was a 15 hatch, 15 pool. So far this game looks like it is going to turn out to be relatively normal. We do have, we did have the drone go in and scout something. He knows that there's gas from his opponent, so let's just see how exactly we're going to see Kinder respond to this. I would have taken my own gas at this stage in the game, because of course Reapers are rather difficult to deal with otherwise. Okay, so here we go. ColdScars sending out one Reaper. There is another one in production. It was immediately queued up after this one. And let's see. So far he's going to go into the natural mineral line, and I don't see this drone surviving unless it morphs into a spore or a spine crawler. There it is. Getting morphed into a spore, but it's going to be forced to cancel. No, not at all. In fact, its regeneration rate is far too fast. This is a full surround on the Reaper, so it's just going to go to waste for Kinder. Spore crawler gets cancelled. And now, thankfully, we have the second Reaper coming into play, able to almost infinitely kite these lings unless it gets cornered at this situation, I want to say. I'm not entirely sure, but because Reapers cannot hop up here and then hop back down, I want to say that they're almost, this is the one map that they are the least useful on. And the Reaper's just coming down here, making sure there's not an unusually early third. But I don't think he actually, he might have seen just enough vision to actually tell whether or not there's going to be a third. Ling's coming in and just tagging the Reaper, coming back and saying, tag, you're it. You thought you could make it by me, but you didn't. Alright, so still on a single gas for Terran. So far 500 gas has been harvested, and I don't know what to make of just what he's trying to do with it right now. There we go. A pair of Widow Mines in production. Yes, down here. It looks like they're going to go into defensive position first. I like this. There's a bunker in place to kind of tank for whatever is behind or inside of it, but there's really nothing wrong with that, I think. Oh, and we do have a particularly early third command center in production. Orbital command just finished up for ColdScars. So he's gearing up for, I want to say, close to at least a 15-minute game. And this one Reaper is just going back and forth, trying to be as annoying as possible. Forces that creep tumor to cancel. And now the Reaper's coming back. And we have some Widow Mines actually moving forward. This is going to be a little interesting because I think if you can actually put one down here, it might be good for him. But they're moving out on creep. He's got to be really careful with them. One of them will not finish burrowing. Right, so there it is. One Queen just kind of takes all of that for the team. And this Overlord is actually relatively unharmed. Yes, there are skins everywhere, like this, guys. They are actually a little bit annoying. Just one slight dissatisfying result of a product from Blizzard that we have all bought. It's been expressed on DJ Wheat's Inside the Game that a lot of players are actually not happy with this. And there we go, the Widow Mine reloaded. It did get a good chunk of that Overlord. And it looks like we're going to have this thing just monitoring the Zerg, making sure he doesn't move out, making sure he doesn't take a third. But of course the Reaper came by here and saw that finally Zerg has taken a third. This could potentially put his income ahead of ColdScars for a while. Sorry about that, guys. I actually have to start and think about saying player names because Terran Zerg, and mixed matchups and non-mirror matchups can actually be quite numbing. I should really think of building a relationship with each of these players. Here we go. The third now under siege. I don't think it will be in any relatively unstoppable danger anytime soon, but this is quite the thorn in the side of Kinder. A lot of Lings came by to just kind of overpower it. Finally, after that Widow Mine was cleared away. Let me tell you, as a Zerg player, there's nothing more annoying than running across a Widow Mine that takes down 12 to 24 of your Zerglings. Looks like the Reaper was just waiting there, and those Widow Mines, my god. They actually made short work of the Lings. I want to confess that I actually casted a tournament in English. It was known as the Beta Cup. I loved it. It was great. And Beastie Cutie versus Shigua. Let me tell you, I've never seen more sick ZVT in my life. The final set was a best of 5, and they took it to the very last game. That is to say, the 5th game between both of them. And we now have some mutas out and on the map. 10 of them. I should have seen the Spire going down. I should have called it out earlier. But here we go. We do have combat shields about 80% finished for ColdScars. +1 and +1 also on the way for him as well. And it looks like these 4 Hellions are caught underneath the mutas. Our poor Terran, ColdScars was not paying attention to them, and he will remember those Hellions. But let's see. The Marines coming in and really mopping up the damage that those Widow Mines did. But I don't want to say he killed too many workers with that. Only 3 in exchange for how many mutas was that earlier that he had? I want to say 3. 3 SCVs for 3 mutas is not an acceptable exchange. But at this stage in the game, he has to settle for any damage that he can inflict on his opponent. It's better than losing 3 mutas for absolutely nothing. And the mutas are going back in here behind the tail end of all these Marines and trying to get some economic damage done. There's 2 more SCVs coming out here, so just maybe we have Kinder catching on to what's going on. And right now, I really want to see Kinder, whatever will you, with centrifugal hooks and burrow using these banelings as much as possible. I want to say with, the shape of this map, I want to say it's, this huge engagement. Oh my god, that costed a lot of banelings and a lot of Zerglings for Kinder. Here we go. It looks like everything's going back into the mix, and these Marines are kind of getting chased down. There's only 2 banelings left to connect with a Marauder, and that's just not an even exchange for Kinder right now. He really needs to get a lot more Lings out there. 30 more on the way, but with this many Marines here, I don't, 24 Marines, I don't think he'll be able to do enough damage to them. There is a macro hatch here meant to respawn, or meant to help remax on Lings ASAP, but it's about to get taken down very quickly as well. There are no more Widow Mines except for this one back here. It is in red HP. If we check the engagement right now, we have the Lings getting chased away, and this Widow Mine will be ready to fire another volley at them. Easily dispatched of Lings. Yes. And the Widow Mine is OP. That one has 20 kills with 2 shots. So now to see Kinder really get even with his opponent, he's going to have to throw a Ling run by over in this direction. There's almost nothing here to defend except for 1 Reaper, and 1 Reaper against a dozen Lings. Well, I think we know which is a more equivalent trade. We do have him electing to re-expo over here. And unfortunately, it looks like Terran is forced to move out on creep, but with this many Widow Mines, I don't think he's going to be afraid to do anything. Oh my god, the Widow Mines, he's got to pull back. He did get 1 more. So what I want you to bear in mind is that it is extremely difficult for Terran to engage right here. Actually, extremely difficult for Zerg to engage right here, but it looks like he's trying to pull a small force of units over here to attack as well, perhaps preventing another Expo from going down, but I want to say that's his rally point going down as well. Oh, and this is just dangerous. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, there we go. Widow Mines, unfortunately, not getting completely stopped, but there we go. The Banelings actually coming in along with the Lings and cleaning up everything that was there. That exchange kind of favored Kinder, it really did, but at the same time, I want to highlight the fact that a good deal of ColdScars forces were also on the southeast corner of the map and getting ready to move towards this southern 6 o'clock-ish position Expo. And right now, I want to say, you know, Kinder is significantly far behind at this stage. There's no other way to say it. Changelings coming into the mix, Banelings as well. And that exchange definitely did not favor ColdScars either. Lower right-hand corner base, there's nothing here but a bunch of red health Marauders and Marines. These Widow Mines really need to burrow if they're going to do anything. Any, like, I want to say, praisable damage, if that makes sense. Now there's nothing but Banelings here, and Changelings kind of moving forward, getting a good read on what ColdScars has up here, but now it looks like we have the Banelings all forced to come in this direction, and that was an exchange that definitely favored Kinder. Definitely, hands down. And now if he rolls these Banelings in, this would actually favor him as well. A good deal of the Widow Mines actually got taken down by Baneling splash damage, and Kinder looks like he might be making a small comeback. If he just produces nothing but Banelings at this stage, it could actually be nothing but quite favorable engagements for him from here on out. Widow Mines can take 3 Baneling hits before finally exploding. Yes, if we just check that here. 2.5 Baneling hits. Oh, but the Widow Mine here. Oh my god. I didn't know what to say to that. Alright, so the one thing that I must highlight right now is that we have kind of a 3.5-ish base Terran going against a 3.5-ish base Zerg. This is courtesy, of course, of the Widow Mines and the new units that we have from HOTS. This game has been kind of dragging on because this is kind of the... these are all siege units. Whether you try to examine it or not, these are basically units that require a hard counter to deal with, for the most part. And there we go. All of those Widow Mines were taken down. And it looks like we have Kinder opting to take down some more, but what we don't have from ColdScars is the realization that every unit that he's cranking right now is hard countered by a majority of the units that we have here from Kinder. Oh my god, and this is just a whole lot of Banelings, really. Right now, supply discrepancy is relatively large, given the stage in the game that we are at, and just what kind of expos we see both sides on. I really want to see Kinder crank out more macro hatches. I don't think he realizes that, but yeah, okay. In order for him to really maximize his macro ability, he needs to have 5 hatcheries altogether. He does have a significant amount of minerals floating, so if he can just get another hatchery going somewhere, his macro score would be acceptable to really keep up with his opponent, but he's also got to... Oh, shit. Oh, no. This is really bad. I think this could be a game-ending mistake here from... oh, Kinder. There it is. Banelings. Oh, shit. Amazingly, a good deal of them are still morphing. Yes, still good work by Kinder, but I just don't know what to say right now. He does need to re-expo somewhere. He needs to get his macro back up. He's floating so many minerals. He realizes this, but at the same time, we don't have that same kind of macro that we should. And all these Marines are getting torn to shreds right now by Kinder. How many workers does he have? It's relatively even worker count, so basically the one thing that's making a difference, and this is going to make an even bigger difference, is the Battle Hellions that are coming in, the Hellbats. They really are overpowered, and Kinder's just like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm on one base income, and when I lose this one base, it's over. It's just good game from there. His natural was going dry. He never re-expo'd like I think he should have. Anywho, thanks for watching, guys. Go ahead and click on the subscribe button if you guys liked what you saw. I'm going to cast one more game, and then I'm going to go directly to work.